Doe. Their New York case involving the New York ginger motivated victim, etc., is on stay. And it's on a stay because there's a separate action going on with the Epstein's case and his victims, and they're trying to challenge the Gender Motivated Victims Protection Act in the city of New York. So Diddy here, as you see in this picture, is with John Doe. And hey, everybody, I am here to find out if anybody knows who this young man is. So I'm coming out to ask because I know there's somebody somewhere that knows who John Doe is. Now, this actual picture came from out of the paperwork or the filing of the case regarding John Doe. In this, John Doe, as y'all know from the New York case, was parallel to other parties. Some of them were considered to be still hidden, if you will, and some not. So while we're looking at that, I'm going to show you who they are. We're going to go back to the paperwork so you can see what I see. I'm just going to go back and look at what I have here. And it's a lot of the little papers. So I got to figure out which one I have here. All right, so which one am I sharing? I think I'm sharing this one because it looks like the bigger one. Yeah, this looks like the bigger one. So I'm going to bring it down so you guys can see the first part of the case. Oh, that's just the page. Okay, so that's what I did. I did the page here. So I'm going to show you where the other document is. I'm going to go to it, and then I'm going to switch a row over here. It's not hard to do. I can switch a row over here when I go to another page. Just stop sharing. And then go to my next page that I want to share so you can see my other ones here. This is the actual complaint here. You'll see the docket number up there, and that's the picture, and I just made it smaller. And this is the beginning of the actual complaint that shows the parties. And remember, we had that conversation about who these people were, and they had other John Does. One of these John Does with the Jane Doe was revealed as Sean Carter or Jay Z. And also, we found that in Jay Z's response to the Jane Doe, not this one, there was a mention of the parties, and it was believed that this was the John Doe that we have here. So this is the Buzbee law firm that did this, and this was done. It was filed back in October, and what they did today was, I'll show you all that there was a stay that was done in regard to the case. Let me just go to it so you guys can see it. And I was just trying to find out if there's anybody out there who knows who this person is. I know somebody knows. So this is one. Let me see if I want this one or the other one, because it's really okay. I think I want this one first. This is John Doe. This is today's date, everybody. May 8th, where both parties are requesting a joint motion to stay the action. And the reason why is because of what I just said, that the Gender Motivation uh, Violence Protection Act that was designed to help parties who had been victimized in the last 9 years to file before February something 2025 in order to get relief from their allegations. So here we find that today both parties have requested to stay it because there's a separate action out there. You'll see here in this paper here, Doe versus Black. And this involves Epstein's victims filing something, and one of their victims or one of their defendants towards the victim is trying to challenge this Gender Motivation Act here, because they saying that it's not for whether the city, it was for New York state laws, but not the city. The city is the state. So at any rate, That's why we're doing this right now. And we're also doing it as I want to show you. I want to show you guys this last one, this last document. Oops, okay. I'm just basically trying to figure out who the person is. So if anybody knows who that young man is, I'm going to request that you send me the name. So here is the appeal that the Epstein um, defendants, if you will, are challenging regarding things related to the motivated act that we just mentioned regarding victims in the city and the state of New York. So this is it here, right? This is it right here, everybody. It's an appeal court in the Second Circuit, and they're saying they want to wait until this decision comes back before they make a decision on following up with what they want to follow up with. So my whole thing was that, of course, it's a part of the city of New York, but you have people that have some ways of saying things sometimes that a judge might. Um, Apparently, the judge went in favor of the victims, and then they are appealing it. The defendants are appealing it to the Second Circuit, saying what they say. So here is again Diddy and John Doe. And again, this particular page is page 14 out of the docket number up here for John Doe's case, which was filed back in October. So this is John Doe with his face whited out. And I was just trying to figure out from you guys if anybody out there that knows who this might be, please send the information in because I like to know who John Doe is. That's an important thing for everybody to kind of put the pieces together, um, that kind of thing. It's no big deal. But at the end of the day, it is an interest, and I am, and some others are looking. So here is John Doe. Here's Diddy. Here's John Doe. And again, we're trying to figure out who he is and what is his name. We're not trying to go knocking on his door. We're not trying to harass him or look for him. We're just trying to identify him. So please put that information in the comments or send it to us um, via email. I think our email, let me just double check here. I'm going to go over to the page just to make sure everything's good and see if anybody, like I said, knows who this is. Who knows? All right. So place in the chat. Please let us know who is John Doe in this photo. Yep, I just put it in the chat. So you can send it on the email. I'll put the email, lilycoley@gmail.com. So anybody that has that information, just send it over. Of course, we knew and found out who Jane Doe was from various things. She identified herself. Well, she didn't identify herself. She was harassed, so it seems. But she was identified by other people. And as once you get where they live, it's probably not too hard. And we're just hoping that everything is good with her. All right, this is Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. I'm just coming on to find out if anybody has any information regarding John Doe in the photo here with Diddy. And this is, again, I said this is a part of a bigger picture. This is a part of the action that he's a part of. So you can see this is all a part of the thing there. I just enlarged the photo here. This is a docket number. This is when it was filed. It's page 14, and it's Diddy and John Doe. All right, everybody, just check it in, and we'll be keeping you up abreast on what we're trying to do too. We'll get everybody up to snuff on some things. I know I've been getting some emails and stuff from people asking questions. Don't worry, we'll answer as much questions as we can. But we're trying to get this particular identification. If anybody knows, it's not a big deal, but we just want to know. And we're going to, of course, protect him. We're not trying to harass him. We're not trying to go to his house and ask questions or send an investigator. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't got to try to make the case whatever we want to make the case as. If it's real, it's real, and if it's right, it's right, and everything flows from there. And we don't have to manufacture anything. I promise you. So this is Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. Look forward to talking with you